To the next question, what do you see are the trends in learning analytics? Like what is changing and where things might be in 5 years, 10 years from now?
So in my experience, I see that the field is absolutely blowing up. I think that I think learning analytics as a whole is becoming a very broad field where, like you were saying, there are various different stakeholders within industry working with these levels of data, trying to derive different levels of insight given the context of what they're working on. So you may have an instructional designer trying to look at accessing or student access within an online class, or you're trying to measure student affect within a educational game, or I've even seen levels of learning analytics being applied within HR and talent industries. So I think that leveraging educational data is something that is absolutely blowing up, and knowing how to not only access that data, but also analyze it and explain your insight in a way that's actionable to the stakeholders is something that I think is slowly becoming more and more commonplace within industry.
Yeah, I mean, I think we see obviously a lot of the same things happening. In addition, I would add, right now it's a little bit like the Wild West, where people are getting hold of data where they can and whatever data is there and trying to do what they can. And I think as we move forward, we're going to see a lot more systemization of data sources. I think there's going to be more diversity of data sources. So Chad mentioned, data on emotion, for example. I think people are getting smarter in figuring out how to make inferences from the data we have, and also figuring out how to collect better data. So we see multimodal analytics, which collects data in physical spaces as well as online. I think a lot of people are moving beyond just counting clicks and counting access to try and make much more interesting inferences from the data. And I think the other piece is, right now, a lot of times a learning analytics project is sort of done as a proof of concept. Here's the data, look what we can learn with it. And there isn't always that attention to what are real questions that we're going to take action on. And I think as the field becomes more mature, there's going to be a greater push to say, okay, it's not just a neat what can we do with data, but it's really trying to use data to inform action, and that connection is going to be much more important.
Thank you.